Senator Chuck Grassley. The reason we want to talk to him is because of the total 180 he did this past weekend with regards to the former president. In the days following the insurrection, Senator Grassley was slamming the former president for his role in the riot. But apparently all was forgotten this past weekend because at a rally in Des Moines, Senator Grassley stood side by side with the one-term president and basked in his compliments. What changed? Well, in a word, politics. Senator Grassley said so himself.
I was born at night, but not last night. So if I didn't accept the endorsement of a person that's got 91% of the Republican voters in Iowa, I wouldn't be too smart. I'm smart enough to accept that endorsement.
Not exactly a profile in courage there. Then there was the question the senator wouldn't answer when he was asked by the Associated Press to comment about the statement the former president made last week, saying the real insurrection happened on Election Day. He declined. So our Gary Tuchman found him in Des Moines. He joins us now from there. Gary, you spoke to the senator at one of his events today. What did he say?
Well, Anderson, the 88-year-old senator had a lot going on in Iowa today. He chaired a drug abuse hearing. He talked to employees at the United Parcel Service. He talked to constituents, and he talked a bit with me, and I asked him about Donald Trump. This is your chance to answer that question. Do you think the real insurrection, what he said, was in November?
I don't think your question's even appropriate from this standpoint. I was given a chance to speak 5 minutes at this event.
With Trump?
No, I was asked to speak 2 hours before he came to 23,000 Iowans.
Right.
And I took advantage of that to say about what the Biden administration is doing on inflation, nothing. What they're doing at the border, nothing. How they left Americans in Afghan, nothing. And the tax and spending spree that we had. And I had a chance to say about the last 4 years how I've worked to get strict constructionists on the Supreme Court, how I've worked to get tax cuts, and how we've worked in conjunction with ethanol, with a president that's very appropriately has said how he and I have worked together to benefit Iowans. He said I loved Iowans. So I had an opportunity to be before 23,000 Iowans, and I wouldn't have had that opportunity if he hadn't brought that crowd together.
So, sir, was the real insurrection in November, or was the insurrection on January 6th?
I'll take you back to my
It's your chance to answer the question.
Yeah, I'm answering. I take you back. I'll stand by the statement I made on January the 7th, and I'll stand by the statement I made on December the 13th that that Biden was elected president.
That was like a minute.
So
That was longer than he spoke for longer than a minute, and it was just bull. I mean, he didn't say, as you well know. I mean, he was just kind of grandstanding and hoping you wouldn't follow up with a question. He has no interest in speaking about January 6th, clearly.
Well, Anderson, first of all, I'm sorry I interrupted you.
No, I'm sorry I interrupted you.
Let me answer your question. It's okay. We're both sorry, and that's a good thing. I will start by telling you that Senator Grassley said a number of things critical about Donald Trump in the days after the insurrection. But what he was referring to on January 7th, that initial statement he made, I just want to read it to you. He said that Donald Trump, quote, displayed poor leadership in his words and actions, and he must take responsibility. Now, he did say that. He made that clear. However, when we were talking about the real insurrection comments in that interview right now, you noticed he did not denounce that. He did not say anything about it. What he did say was he reiterated that he does believe that Joe Biden won the presidential election. It is a low bar, Anderson, but these are very different times.
Yeah, remarkable. Gary Tuchman, I appreciate it.